Hi, everyone. I'm Nicole Boone. Welcome to Conversations with Nicole. Today, my guest is Sulondia Hammond of Kingstree, South Carolina. She's a Jill of all trades, is the way I might describe her. She's a motivational speaker, playwright, actress, and author, and now she offers a real estate investing for beginners class online. Sulondia, welcome to my show.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here with you, Nicole.
Well, we go back a long way, so we're like two old souls reconnecting again. Listen, before we get to your real estate investing for beginners class, I do want to tell folks how awesome you are. Your resume is unbelievable. So just hang on for just a second. You're known to many as sueham. That will be what I call you for the rest of this interview. And as the writer, director, and producer of several productions, you're first playwright to have 2 scripts accepted into the Readers Theater for the 2016 Atlanta Black Theater Festival happened to you during that time. You've also produced a video that appeared on BET, which gained local and national attention. You've created and produced your own show called The Sueham Show, seen locally and elsewhere. You've also won Best Casting Director for a production at the Urban Playwrights Urban Fest in 2017. In addition to your books, It Takes More Than Motivation to Succeed and Don't Quit, Follow Your Dreams, you offer words of motivation and inspiration through your audiobooks, 25 Simple Habits of Successful People, 32 years old, and 45 podcast episodes with your friends. And you have a nonprofit, the Sueham Community Development Corporation Center, which continues to engage, inspire, entertain, and challenge audiences with theatrical productions. You're a busy lady, and that I didn't even get to everything that you do.
Well, that's the great thing about being alive is you get to challenge yourself. I really believe we'll never reach our fullest potential, but it is so fun trying to.
Well, I just feel like you keep reinventing yourself and using all of your many talents in other ways. So you're this great author, a playwright. You've been on the Steve Harvey Show, whom we love him. And now you're helping people with real estate investing. So talk about this. Just dive right into this new adventure for you.
But there's always been 2 things I've loved, and that's entertainment and real estate. And then the third thing came, which was education. And it's, they all gelled together really nicely. And so for me, a lot of people don't know that back in 2006, I actually got started in investing in real estate. I bought my first home for $8,500, remodeled it for about $5,000. And then I actually refinanced it and got a check for $50,000 and put a tenant into the home. Yeah, it's crazy. In less than 2 years, I'd actually acquired 16 units. Here's the thing, Nicole. I was not formally trained, so I was making a lot of mistakes along the way. I had no financial literacy. So again, I was taking my cash and I was blowing it. And lo and behold, the crash came in 2009 and I crashed with it. Well, I decided, hey,
yeah.
Life and experience can be some of the best, but yet expensive teachers. Sure. So I decided I wanted to teach other people how to get into the game because real estate investment is a really big topic now.
Oh yeah.
And I actually got back into investing by investing into a real estate fund that pays me every year. And then I decided I want to own my actual properties again because there's nothing like taking something that most people disregard as old and dilapidated and putting your spin on it and now providing affordable, clean housing for people while also enjoying the cash flow that brings every month. And so I decided I wanted to do that for people who feel like they needed an extra source of income. But not only wanted an extra source of income, wanted to provide some good service in the world to others. And so I started acquiring more properties and I said, you know what? I want to share with others what I know, because when I started in 2006, there were no YouTube videos. If there were books, I didn't know about them. There were not mentors who were ready to come forth with that information. And so I wanted to be that person to help beginners because much like yourself, I'm a champion for the local person. I'm a champion for the underdog. And so that's how I got into real estate, so to speak.
Well, that's it's interesting that you say oftentimes we learn through our mistakes, of course, and our experiences, but you're wanting to help people not make those same mistakes. And a lot of people want to do real estate. They want to, they watch the TVs, they want to flip the house, they want to make the money, but you really need to know the basics and how to go about doing this. So you do this online. So tell me what people learn in these classes when they sign up to take them from you.
Right. We have so much information because with real estate, there's so many entry ways to get in. And one of the things that I teach, I don't teach wholesaling and I don't teach flipping. Now I've done flipping, but I've never done wholesaling. What I teach is buy and hold method, where you go and you find the properties and you actually rehab them and you put a tenant in.
Okay.
So what you're going to learn is how to find properties. You're going to learn that credit is queen, that you need to get your credit together. We tell you how to do that. We're going to tell you what type of loans exist: traditional loans, hard money lending, private lending, private loans from family and friends, how you can get your 401k to tap into getting homes. We're going to tell you how to run your numbers, because it's very important to know your numbers if you're getting into a good investment. We want to help you identify what your investment goals are. Are you looking for immediate cash flow, or are you well off to the point where cash flow is not the biggest thing for you? Maybe it's just, I want to acquire property and let it build equity over time. We're going to talk about how to build your team, how to find great contractors, a real estate agent, property manager, as well as a great lender. And if you don't want a property manager team, then how you can manage your own property through so many different apps. I use this particular app called Avail. I pay $5 a month and I can manage up to 50 properties on there. My rent is direct deposited into my account. My lease is generated through there. If someone wants to put out a maintenance request, they can do it. I can run credit, background check. I can screen my applicant. All of these things I didn't even knew existed back in 2006. I am there to help the local beginner get into it without feeling overwhelmed.
Well, technology, I'm sure, has changed a lot to help you be more successful in this line of work, if that's something that you want to do. What are some of the biggest mistakes people make? Because so many people just say, oh, if I could just get that rental income, or if I could do that, I can retire and I can not worry about stuff. But there's a lot that goes into it. So what are some of the biggest mistakes that people make that you help them try to avoid?
Screening tenants. A lot of times someone can bring you their first month rent and their deposit, but they may not be able to continue to pay that rent on a timely basis. So I think that had I screened tenants a little better in 2006, I would be in a better position now. So we tell them the technique for screening tenants. Sometimes credit is not always a deciding factor on whether you want to rent to someone or not, because we all fall on hard times, but they could still have a great, decent job and still have, the ability to pay you. So you need to look at their salary. Is it 3 times the amount of rent that you intend to collect? Because if it is, more often than not, they're going to pay your rent. You want to check with their last landlord. Don't overlook this step. Why did they leave? If someone's anxious to get into your property and they're willing to pay you 4 months in advance, why is that? Yeah. So definitely I find one of the biggest mistakes is qualifying tenants. A lot of times people are just so happy, oh, I have a tenant, and they throw them into the property. And 9 times out of 10, it doesn't work out. So
that's the
biggest one.
Yeah.
I think the second one is having reserves. Knowing to set money aside for capital expenditures like a roof or flooring or an HVAC, setting money aside for maintenance, setting money aside for the lawn care. Because a lot of times people just say, hey, I'm making an extra $700. I'm just going to take that and do what I want. Well, you have to treat this like a business, because we don't want you to take from your money that's coming into your household. That house should be able to pay all of the expenses plus garner a positive cash flow.
Yeah. Oh gosh, those are great tips, things that probably people don't even think of as they're looking to get into the real estate investing business in their own life. So what happens when the economy goes bad or the interest rates go up? How does that play into what you're trying to teach your clients?
Well, here's the thing with the economy when it comes to tenants and rental. I always tell people to get a mixture with your clients. Get some Section 8. Section 8, as they say, is never late. I had 2 Section 8 clients. They were awesome clients. Don't buy into the stigma of Section 8 tenants are, go ahead.
What is Section 8 for folks that may not know?
Good question. Those are persons who qualify for a housing voucher from the government. So it could be someone who's disabled, it could be someone who's low income, it could even be veterans. So, and I'm a veteran myself. So when they can get a housing voucher from the federal government or the state government, then they pay a portion of their rent, sometimes all of their rent, and they pay it on time every month. So when you find people who have qualified their tenants, screened them properly, and they have a mixture of Section 8 tenants versus W-2 employees or 1099 employees, when COVID or a crisis hits, they're okay. And if you've been putting your money aside for reserves, you should be okay for when something does happen. When it comes to interest rates are low right now, which means you can buy bigger properties, right?
Right.
Well, to be honest with you, I really do think we're going to be heading for a crash once the eviction moratorium is lifted and folks unfortunately can't pay for their homes. So what's going to happen is interest rates are going to go up and the prices of property are going to drop. Right. So it's going to work in reverse. So you just still have to run your numbers, make sure you're getting in a great deal, make sure you're screening your tenants and making sure you have enough reserves so if something does happen, you can, swim and not sink.
As you were talking, I was thinking that's where your reserve, your savings, you have that extra cash flow no matter what is happening economy wise. Don't ever not have the cash flow, not have the savings, not have the reserve. That's probably where a lot of people do get in trouble, I would suspect, doing the real estate game.
Absolutely, because we always think everything's going to be great. It's going to be sunny. They're going to be
having a good time. Yeah.
There are going to be some bad days, but you have to prepare for it. And I tell people all the time, it's no different than having a job. You could go in the next day and they'll say, hey, that's it. I'm sorry.
No.
If you don't have reserves, what are you going to do? So look at real estate in that same vein.
Savings for a rainy day, I think is what they call it, Sueham, right?
Absolutely.
Well, listen, I said we weren't going to talk about anything else other than the real estate, but I think we've kind of given folks enough information. They can go to your website, sueham.com, I believe it is, and check you out and find out about the real estate, how to get signed up on this online class, and you'll guide them through it. And there is a fee involved in helping people learn more about it. But you are just an all-around Jill of all trades. I mean, you are the motivational speaker. You have an anti-bullying program. You believe in education. You have a nonprofit. You're a writer. You're an author. I mean, how do you do it all? And what's your latest project other than real estate?
It's so crazy. I love what I do. And actually, I'm about to hire someone to help me with, especially with keeping up the social media and the videos and things of that nature. But I just love doing different things. And I know some people frown upon that. They said that you'll never master one thing, but I get bored doing one thing. And, and I don't think anyone should limit themselves. But my newest project, and which I'm so excited about, I'm actually in the middle of writing it. It's called King in Kingstree. A lot of people don't know that Dr. King actually visited Kingstree, South Carolina, gave a speech here, May 8th, 1966, encouraging people to vote. Right. And, I learned this, Nicole, I'm 47. I learned this in my 30s. And so I have to tell you, I was shocked and upset because I'm reading about Dr. King as a kid, and I could have taken field trips and actually stood on the ground where he actually stood here in Kingstree, South Carolina, but no one told us. We never knew. And so what I want to do, what I am doing, words are important, is I am making a short film that has a little fiction and nonfiction. And I really want to instill the pride here in Williamsburg County and let people know that this place is so special, that this is one of the places he actually came to and delivered a speech to 5,000 people. On a not perfect day. It was rainy, it was cloudy, but yet 5,000 people showed up. And hopefully this film will not only educate, but it will inspire people and instill a sense of pride here in the Williamsburg County residents.
Of course it will. And I am so excited that you just shared that with me because that was a total surprise. I did not know we were going to get to share that with my followers and viewers. And I just think the world of you and your family. And I know that film is going to be amazing.
Thank you.
And I will look forward to sharing it here on all of my social media platforms to support you because uh, we go back a long way. I've seen all of the wonderful things that you've been doing since you came into my life years ago. And I just don't know how you do it all, but I mean, you're award winning. And so somebody's got to pick your film up nationally. I'm just putting it out there right now. Tyler
Oh,
Perry, I hope you're watching. Maybe Tyler Perry will get word of this, of what you're doing, and will support you on this because I know you spent time in Atlanta. You've won awards from Atlanta and the theaters there, the society there. And so you're amazing, Sueham.
thank you. And so are you. You know, I'll never forget. You and Chastity Pendergrass gave my sister and I, Shanika Hammond Brown, our first appearance on TV. You are such a champion for the local person. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart for all that you do for everyone. You are such a gem and a shining star. Bright personality, and you're authentic, you're kind, and you genuinely want to see others succeed. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you for saying that. I truly feel the way you just described me. I love you and your sister. I love Kingstree. It's a wonderful town in Williamsburg County, South Carolina. And nothing makes me happier than to see wonderful people like you and your sister and others like you succeed. That's what we're supposed to be doing, lifting people up and promoting them and sharing their stories because you have a great story and you want to do so much good. So I'm your cheerleader, girl.
And vice versa.
Well, listen, this has been a fantastic Conversations with Nicole. Please come on the show again after you do the film and let's talk about that because I know it's going to be fantastic. And folks, if you want to know more about, we call her Sueham, you just go to sueham.com. You can see all of the things that she's working on and how she maybe can help you in your community, whether it's with real estate, motivational speaker, or in the theater. Whatever it is, she's talented enough and she can make a difference in your life. You've made a difference in mine. Thank you, Sueham.
Thank you.
Folks, that's going to do it for this edition of Conversations with Nicole. Until we see you again, we hope you have a great day.